So as we know, we already have had a Valentines video out, I believe, at the weekend. It should have been out then anyway. So this one's just a little trio, kind of related to it. Chocolate. Not always the biggest fan of chocolate and fragrance, if I'm honest. It's sometimes it's one of the most horrific things you will ever smell because it has nothing to do with chocolate. I'm thinking of a few fragrances in my head. It's very synthetic and very so it's a hard note to get right, and I don't think many of us really want a sweet, sticky, awful, synthetic-y chocolate. So yeah, these are ones obviously from the indie niche designer world, although I'm pushing it a bit with some of them. But yeah, it's that same format, and just because it's that time of year, why not? Let's go for chocolate. So first up is the indie one, and now it's kind of an obvious one, although is it indie, is it niche, doesn't matter. These words mean nothing. It's Acro Dark. Now I think if you know the Acro Addictions line, this is chocolate. They all have slightly different things in there. There's coffee, there's sex, there's other kind of things that are banned in this country, herbs, let's say. And so anyway, dark, basically this fragrance is all about chocolate, but it's not a gourmand kind of fragrance. It's not sticky, it's not whatever. The kind of root of it is this kind of dark cocoa, and this kind of, or cacao if you like, cocoa. It's just running through it, and the woods. There's even a little bit of oud. There's also like a nutty feel, like an almost Nutella kind of touch to it. But it's the chocolate. You've got your dry cocoa, you've got your kind of crumbly luxury chocolate cocoa. You've got a nice kind of, there is a little bit of a sweet element, but for me that comes from the nut. There's all these just layers of chocolate, like a hot cocoa. It's magnificent. It's one of my favourite fragrances ever, and it's like I say, it's not gourmandy actually. It's really kind of just dark and adult, if you like, as a chocolate fragrance. If you are one of them people like me who doesn't want sickly, yucky gourmands, but you like chocolate, this is the fragrance for you. And it's actually a perfume. It's actually wearable. It's enjoyable. It's not sticky, gooey, sweet. So yeah, that's Acro's Dark. For niche, now I'm trying to make them all very different sorts of chocolatey ones. Is Lilac Love from Mage. Now this one to me it does have cocoa in it, but it has a kind of white chocolate feel. Maybe that's from the creaminess. Obviously predominantly this is lilac, and that kind of dusting of the white chocolate. There's a lot more going on in it. It's an amouage. There's musks, there's lots of woods, there's like some other florals going through there. It does smell actually quite purple and spring-like, but the lilac starts to get more syrupy, and it becomes like a white chocolate with like a lilac flavouring, maybe some I don't know if you can eat lilac flowers, who knows, but it's got that kind of feeling running through it, and it's one of them. I think it's predominantly a winter one. I imagine it can get sickly if you spray more than one or two sprays. It is rather potent, but it's really like approachable and classy, and in the air this is really lovely. I can't imagine anyone not liking it. I can understand you might not be able to wear it because it's a bit much. It's a big fragrance. Don't need to waffle on, do I? So from Mage is Lilac Love, and again, like I say, it's more about that kind of white chocolatiness. It's so as I was saying, big mushroom. It's the kind of creamy texture and smell and feel of a white chocolate rather than a more kind of traditional chocolate, let's say. So that's Lilac Love. And finally is it's one you wouldn't really consider chocolatey, but it's there. I think it's one of its flankers is much more on the chocolatey side. But anyway, Dior On. This is the original, the old version. Let's just call it, not the whatever it is now. And this one is lavender. It's obviously this iris running through it. It's fresh, it's woody, it's got that lovely beautiful floral. But the iris itself, it might have cocoa in actually, but the iris itself has this kind of milk chocolatey feel to it. It's really beautiful actually. And thankfully again the fragrance is so balanced. Again, like the last one, it's more based around the floral, but that chocolatiness gives it this kind of more of a creamy factor. And it's just the way it is. I don't know, yeah, I presume there is cocoa in it, but sometimes for me iris can be a little bit on the chocolatey side, and when it's mixed with other things such as patchouli and even the bits of leather sometimes, and all sorts of things can kind of help make a chocolatey feel. But this one, I think it's the iris that mainly does it, and perhaps the cocoa now. Dior On Intense I am not a lover of because it's just too much for me. It's too heavy, it's too stodgy, it's too sticky. The newer version of it, don't bother for me personally. But the older one was just a bit much, but it is very loved. And again, it's that iris kind of floral lipsticky feel to it. So that's Dior On. So yeah, basically these were just three, well, very different chocolatey, maybe with cocoa or some other notes making that kind of feel fragrances. As you can tell, I'm not a fan of the big, heavy, sweet, stodgy ones. In fact, apart from Dark, they're floral chocolates, if you like, which is nice. And I think we like them. I mean, again, I could have put Noir de Noir in there, but I didn't, because it's like in every video ever, isn't it? But yeah, chocolate can be a really nice note, and I suppose we all like very different styles. The more patchouli chocolates are actually really rather nice as well, aren't they? They add a bit of something interesting and grainy to the texture. So what's your favourite chocolate scent? Are you a fan of chocolate in fragrance? Are you more kind of going down the darker cocoa kind of pathway? Alright folks, thanks, bye.